Now that ICE is basically attacking innocent children in schools, not that they were going after exclusively guilty people in the past, but yeah, let's talk about it. I don't even know where to start because it just feels like we have backslid so much into authoritarianism, and there are so many people who are not only just complicit by just like being silent about letting this happen, but people who are actively cheering this on. It's kind of bizarre. I feel like we've been sounding the alarm for so long, and people thought we were just alarmists and people overreacting. And just to all of the MAGA people who voted for this, I don't know if you're living in an alternate reality or you just have that much spite and hatred for other people, or your lives are just that miserable that you need to see others suffer so that you could feel better. I don't know what it is. She was 100% innocent. Was shot 3 times in the face. The guy who shoots her calls her a fucking bitch. His life was not in danger. And him releasing his own footage of it does not help. Yeah, I don't know. It's just wild to me that they would decide to go after schools. I don't know what you're hoping to get at. What are you hoping to accomplish by just instigating and antagonizing teenage children at a school? And his dumbass falls on the ice. It's kind of funny to watch, actually. But yeah, I mean, you know, what is, you guys, anyone who supports this, like, not only are you protecting just a bunch of horrible people, basically brown shirts and Nazis, but like you're ultimately protecting a pedophile who's just trying to do anything that he can to distract you from the fact that his name shows up in the Epstein files so many times. This man is a predator, a sexual predator. He is a rapist. And he tried to call the woman who saw her neighbor getting murdered in real time. She just kept calling it shame. And evidently that was enough to upset the president. He was calling her a professional agitator just for saying shame on someone. He's like, she was a professional agitator, and she wasn't a good one either. I've seen better.
She was a agitator, probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional, she wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional troublemaker. Just not normal. When somebody sees something like that, they don't go screaming and the same words. So I guess you could say professional, but I didn't think she did a very good job.
So it's like, what is she? She not good at what she's doing, or is she a professional? You can't even pick a lane, bro. You have a senile old man with dementia who's trying to invade Greenland. Just a serial rapist pedophile who's trying to protect his upper echelon pedo buddies. So that's cool. And then you have people like Fox News, which, great job, by the way. You know, they try to downplay the fact that our president is a pedophile rapist by saying, well, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, he just liked them young. He wasn't really going after illegally aged. Disgusting.
He was into the barely legal type. Like, he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-old.
Disgusting. But also thanks Jesse Waters for trying to make it sound like Renee Good was some kind of professional agitator, you know, who had this coming. If you look at her bio, she's got pronouns. What does that have anything to do with anything? A self-proclaimed poet. She was not self-proclaimed, you moron, you dingus. You stupid, glossy lump of poop.
Lost her life was a self-proclaimed poet from Colorado with pronouns in her bio. A 37-year-old white woman named Renee Good. The Daily Mail says she leaves behind a lesbian partner and a child from a previous marriage. She was a disruptor, though she considered herself a legal observer. But there's no evidence she had a law degree.
She won an award. She legit won an award. What have you won? Certainly not a Pulitzer Prize, because you, in fact, are not real news. So much so that your news organization is not even allowed to call themselves news, because you have been in lawsuits about that, because you push false narratives like the one you're doing about Renee Good. It was an innocent woman. It was an innocent poet. A poet. You're afraid of poets now? Looks like you guys are the snowflakes. And Kristi Noem, thank you so much, Department of Homeland Security, for keeping our homes safe by tearing away innocent families, throwing innocent people or people with the slightest infractions into prisons, God knows where, you know, with the most heinous, horrible conditions, just abysmal, abhorrent conditions. Yeah, they deserve that. If I have a parking ticket, I guess I should go to Guantanamo Bay, you know? You and your stupid 10-gallon Scary Movie 2 cowboy hat, you're just like cosplaying as some tough Texas Ranger, when in reality you just shoot innocent dogs. You guys are all like the worst. You are a rogues gallery of horrible human beings. I hope there is justice still in this world. I hope you are all tried, prosecuted, and imprisoned for the horrible crimes that you've done and for just fracturing this country. You've done irreparable damage. Oh, and one of my favorite things now, too, is J.D. Vance saying that, you know, this officer, he did exactly what he was supposed to. He was doing his job. His life was in danger. He was threatened. And anyone that tries to interfere, well, guess what? These people have complete immunity. So I guess now that means any ICE officer is able to just shoot and kill with impunity.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
Every ICE officer now is 007. They have a license to kill, so that's great. I do have one final note, by the way. I really just truly want to thank the genius minds, the architects behind some of this incredible platforming. Our Andrew Schultzes, our Joe Rogans, our Theo Vaughns, all the really funny people with big platforms and big followings who really just helped elevate these scumbags. Because whether this was intentional, whether you're a grifter or just a hack comic who just needs to yap with the occasional little punchline in your podcast, this is your fault. This is what you voted for. This is what you platformed. I really don't know like what your end game was, what your goal was. I guess you're just a sellout. And it's only year one. Buckle up.